So last week went pretty well, to be honest, and we started off with a double at Exeter last Monday, and we continued in that vein of form at Ascot. Ascot's 2-day meeting with kicking off with two winners there on Friday, where Beat the Bat thankfully went one better than last time. He pulled a long way clear with what clearly looks another very smart prospect in Welcome to Cartier, and we were delighted actually that because it was nip and tuck after the last to just come out on top in a very close finish. So he'd obviously finished runner-up the last day, and so it was great to see him put that experience to good use and break his maiden tag over hurdles. So we can look forward to seeing him out over Christmas. We're yet to decide where we'll go with him, but we were delighted with that performance, and so too with Jin Coco, who we'd diverted or rerouted to Ascot, having taken him out of the Greatwood on account of the soft ground. So it's always nice relief more than anything when you take them out of a big race like the Greatwood and then reroute them. So for him to go and win that at Ascot was great. Just as much as anything, just give him a bit of confidence, and hopefully he can progress from there. He did it nicely, picked them up well in the straight. On the Saturday, we were very fortunate with Boot Hill, who was back over course and distance that he'd won at 3 weeks previously, and it was all to play for at the last fence. He was there with every chance, and unfortunately for Saint Segal and his connections, he fell, and we were left to collect the prize. So I mean, it's hard to say one way or the other exactly quite what would happen, but I mean, clearly he looked to have Saint Segal looked to have the upper hand, but whichever way you look at it, we were running a big race under a big weight. So we were delighted to win the race again for the second year running, and I think that now confirms in our own mind that we'll be targeting him at graded races, and so we've got the Clarence House back at Ascot in January is an obvious target. He has the entry in the Tingle Creek, but that's only a week on Saturday, so it'll probably come a bit too soon. But we'll just see how he is, and make plans from that. But delighted to win two valuable prizes with him already this season. So, and then we went to Exeter on Sunday, and what we could see of the racing in the fog and mist, we were delighted to come out on top in the final race with Danton, who'd obviously gone close at the track on his previous run, albeit this was a step up in trip. So we always felt that should suit him, and he jumped much better up the home straight under Johnny Burke, and thankfully, held on from sort of a couple of faster finishes. So the handicapper will have his say no doubt again, and we'll make plans for him moving forward. But I imagine we'll be staying at that sort of similar sort of trip again. So this week's slightly quieter after a busy week last time, and we're off to Doncaster on Friday, all being well, and the frost doesn't impact us too much. And with Carrigmore Rowan, who was third at Worcester on his reappearance, and we're hoping that he can build on that performance in the 2.5 maiden hurdle at Doncaster, where the long straight should suit him. He finished well at Worcester, so the better ground. We've purposely gone looking for sort of decent ground for him as well. So I'd like to think he'd have a good chance up there on Friday. And then we're setting two on the long journey to Newcastle, where Coastal Rock will look to get his season underway in the 2 mile National Hunt maiden hurdle. He was very green when he ran in his bumper in the spring, and we missed we'd like to have maybe given him another run in a bumper, but we missed that sort of opportunity earlier on in this season, so a month ago. So we're just kicking straight on over hurdles. He jumps for fun, and yeah, hopefully we'll see a big step up from his debut last spring. And so yeah, and obviously on that Newcastle card is the Fighting Fifth, the Grade 1 hurdle, and yeah, we're looking forward to getting Love Envoi campaign underway. And I mean, clearly there's yeah, quite a formidable opponent in Constitution Hill, but is from our point of view, it's a good starting point for Love Envoi. And I mean, obviously on ratings, she has quite a bit to find with Constitution Hill, although she does get £7 allowance. But I think, yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily going there thinking that we're going to beat him, but you've got to be in it to win it, and they've all got to jump round. So she's ready to get her season started, and she'll progress from this run for sure. So we're looking forward to seeing her back in action. I think fast or slow. I think, I mean, he's yeah, clearly progressing. He won the Punchestown in the spring, and he's come out again and won again at the weekend. So he's proved that was no fluke. And although obviously, yeah, the Betfair Chase was a good race, Grade 1 in its own right. I think, yeah, fast or so, I think that's just slightly better form. So he looks a sort of more progressive chaser of the two. If I was lucky enough to have the choice. No, I think for Galopin Des Champs, I mean, it was a starting point. I think they'll be looking forward to a rematch for sure. It's a long season, and yeah, I wouldn't be writing him off after one run like that. Not at all. Yeah, you'd like to think, or certainly if you're in that camp, it's only the start of the season, first run. So you'd be hoping and thinking there's plenty more to come yet. Yeah, so I mean, obviously for Shishkin, it was not his finest hour, but I mean, it's not necessarily the beginning of the end. I mean, it just he could have had an off day. I don't know what his characteristics are like at home, but yeah, clearly it's going to be a worry for every time he goes to the races now. But I think you just have to, at the end of the day, they're half a ton of blood, flesh, and bones, and if they really decide they don't want to do anything, there's not a lot you can do about it. So yeah, I mean, Anderson has got a lot more years of experience at this than me, and I'm sure they've come across this before. And I mean, from our point, if it was our scenario, yes, you'd be doing things maybe slightly differently, just sweetening up, doing different rides, things like that. But I think at the end of the day, you just you have to go again, and hope that that was just a one-off.